I love all that is coming before me. I'm an extension of source energy. I see endless opportunity, and I will enjoy aligning with the ones that are aligned with me. I am elated to be in a place of alignment and opportunity. I like the forward motion feeling I am feeling. I see universal energy responding to my thoughts. I enjoy the assurance and confirmation I receive that I am in alignment with divine energy and operating on frequencies of abundance. I feel empowered and highly capable. I love that I am my greatest source of solution and no longer my biggest source of problem. I am at peace and experience thoughts of pleasure and abundance. I am happy that I am attracting aligned relationships that increase all that is positive within me. I enjoy seeing all that is great within me influence greatness on other people in other environments. I love the power I possess to be greater than I've ever been. I welcome my glory. I welcome an outpouring of God's abundance. I feel the presence of God in all that I do. I love the feeling of clarity and understanding that is within me. I am grateful for all of my experiences, and I can see how they have prepared me to excel at this very moment. I love that I have released lack, accepted abundance, and begun walking in my infinity. This is a great day, and I am connected to abundance because I am connected to the source energy within me. My authenticity brings me power, and I use that power to prosper in my divine purpose. Everything is working out for me. I have released all resistance to my abundance. I have laid down every mindset, action, reaction, behavior, and energy that creates a resistance to my peace, power, prosperity, and joy. Today I will not create limitation. Today will be a day well lived. On this great day, I remain open to the pleasures life has to offer me and is here to bring me. Today I will get closer to my goals. Today I will avoid the distractions of anything not related to my purpose or goal. I will move in alignment with the vibration of my greatest self. I accept that I am exactly where I am supposed to be right now, and there's something that will add to my ability to have peace, power, prosperity, joy, and abundance. I find comfort in knowing the divine power within me knows the path I should take that will have the least resistance and offer the most joy. Today, I will live out my purpose. I know and I understand that I have entered this space of reality at this time for a purpose greater than I. Today, I will direct my thoughts and intentions in the directions of my purpose. I am aware that if I respond to things differently, I can get different things out of them. Today I will not relinquish my control over how I respond to the events of life. What happens throughout my day will not dictate my attitude, outlook, or how I feel. I have already made it up in my mind that peace, clarity, and purpose rule and reign in my life. I will only direct my energy towards what will bring an abundance of the things I want present in my life. I am connected to my highest vibration. I am connected to the infinite possibilities of peace, power, prosperity, joy, and abundance. I am safe. I am secure. I am rooted in this present moment. My body is my home, and I pledge to always build it up and never tear it down. My body is a safe home for my radiant spirit. I vibrate powerful, abundant, peaceful energy and attract this same energy in return. Deep inner peace is my natural state. I cultivate an atmosphere that promotes freedom of idea. If I am ever unsure, stillness brings the truth of myself back to me. I am grateful to know that I am always deeply loved and supported by this universe. I deeply appreciate my ability to remain calm and peaceful in all situations. I am grateful for the abundance of strength that radiates throughout my entire body. I build my life on the foundation of faith, peace, love, purpose, and alignment. I am whole and complete, exactly as I am. I trust that my life is what it needs to be. I release and abandon every thought and path that offers resistance to my abundance. I have everything I need. I nurture my body with what it needs to flourish. I respect my body's need to rest and my mind's need to recharge. I am grateful for the current opportunity to reach my goals and highest potential. I love this feeling of high vibration. It is natural for me to experience love and joy. My life moves in harmony and ease. I will conduct my mind and emotions in a way that does not lead to stress or anxiety. I enjoy identifying my plan, creating my plan, and executing my plan. I rely on my inner knowing and intuition to guide me. I am fully present in this moment of gratitude. I am aware of the boundless amount of wonderful things that await me. Today is a great day, and I will be great in it. I embrace this new day and find joy in its arrival. Today I embrace the rhythm of life and let it unfold. I focus on action to create the life I want. On this great day, I know and I trust my intuition to take me in the right direction. This day is full of greatness and great things. There is greatness waiting for me today. Today I am overjoyed. Today, peace is with me. This is a new day, a new opportunity, a new beginning. a great opening of wonder, a gateway of infinite possibilities. I will find much purpose and fulfillment in this day. This day will bring me opportunities to expand my knowledge, my understanding, my strength, and my ability. I am great. I feel great. I am thinking great thoughts about myself and my life. I am showing up as the greatest version of me today. Today I will rise to the opportunity to be greater than I've ever been. Today is a great day, and I will be great in it. This is my greater existence.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Them greater existence affirmations work every single time. Every single time, man. They give me something to be thankful for. They help me remember that there's so much going on. And in the midst of everything, I've been consistently blessed, favored. Opportunities continue to keep coming. Provision keeps coming through. You know what I mean? My family is greater than we've ever been. It's a wonderful time to be alive, man. And welcome to Manifest Nation. Yeah, it's a powerful time around here. It's Manifest Mondays, and you already know that's a time where we do a deep dive into something that allows it to be a greater version of ourselves. So let me get it started the way that we supposed to get it started. First off, shout out to everyone in Manifest Nation. Shout out to Manifest University, everyone that's in my Manifest mentorship programs, everyone that's been going to brianhyppolite.com, supporting my books, supporting my music, picking your price and downloading my albums, everyone that's been showing all the types of love and support throughout the social media networks, everyone that's streaming my music, everyone that's listening to the audiobooks, everyone that has supported me, my vision, my products and my services. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My family and I definitely wanted to make sure that you knew that we appreciate your presence, your existence, and your support. Now we're going to show it back to you by offering you ways today to become a greater version of yourself. And what we're going to speak about is meant to bring you life. The focus is on personal mastery, family order, and nation coding. The title is The Death of Discipline. Yeah, the death of discipline. Big shout out to everyone who is pulling up. Oh, you know who I forgot? Who I forgot to mention? Everyone who has subscribed to Manifest Nation. Yeah, or everyone that's following this channel and everyone that has subscribed to this channel and that is joining this powerful nation that is being constructed right now. As you can see on the side of the screen, you are getting a whole bunch of additional content, a whole bunch of access, a bunch of intellectual property, all things that have been created to make you a greater version of yourself. And you're getting it. My 8 eBooks, my workbook, all types of amazing things. You're getting it as you subscribe to this channel, and you get access to not just this channel, but the Manifest University Discord. So you could be a part of the powerful conversations that we're having all the time, not just these episodes that get created once a day. We're in the Discord talking all the time. Matter of fact, those who are a part of the Discord, because they are one of the first 111 subscribers to this channel, you are a part of a founding family network. And in that network right now already has the notes for what I'm going to talk about tonight. Not only am I showing up and make sure that you get the access, but I'm going to give you the notes so you can watch it back on the replay and follow through with your notes, so you can take your notes and share it to someone else, just so you can be greater. Everything I'm doing is so that you could be a greater version of yourself, so you could be greater for those that you need to be great for, because generational healing starts where? Within. So that's what we're here doing in Manifest Nation. We're becoming greater versions of ourselves. This is a place for the visionaries, a place for the generational curse breakers. This is where the divine minds come together to not only heal, but to identify purpose, to shed and let go of the things that are holding them at their last level, so they can get to the next level. This is a place of power. Shout out to everyone following. Shout out to everyone subscribing to the channel. We're so excited to have you. Make sure you put it in the chat. Where are you from? Where are you at? Where are you repping? Big shout out to Tampa, Florida. Big shout out to almost all of Florida. Matter of fact, big shout out to Haiti. Big shout out to Atlanta, Georgia, Phoenix, Arizona, Brooklyn, New York, Scotch Plains, New Jersey, East Orange, New Jersey. Let me see. Detroit, Michigan. Who else been showing a lot of love lately? I've been seeing a lot of everyone from the DMV, North Carolina, South Carolina, man, Connecticut, Philly. Y'all been showing a lot of love. Thank you for everyone that's been pulling up. In Atlanta, matter of fact, October the 19th is your day of activation. I'm going to be pulling up on you. If you are in Atlanta, Georgia, or any of the surrounding areas, you are definitely going to want to get your ticket to Manifest Nation Live. The ATL edition is going to be a 3-hour power pack masterclass on sovereignty, on economic independence, and on generational healing. You definitely want to be there. You definitely want to be a part if you're anywhere near Atlanta. And that's October the 19th. That's a Sunday. It's going to be early from 11 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. From 11 to 2, we're going to be getting it in. We're going to be building this general mission and VIP. There's even general mission for the family. Bring the family. You know what I'm saying? You and your lady, your children, your mama, your brother, whoever, you bring the family for one price. You know what I'm saying? Let's make it happen. Let's do it big. Make sure y'all go to brianhyppolite.com so that you can get your access. October the 19th, Atlanta, Georgia. I'm coming your way. Your date of activation is we got less than 14 days away. We 13 days away. I'm pulling up on you for a powerful time. I'll be in Atlanta on the 17th, actually, October the 17th, because the NAACP is honoring me with the Emerging Legacy Award, and I'm extremely excited about that. I was working on my acceptance speech a little bit earlier today, matter of fact. So I'm going to be over there getting that. Make sure that you tune in for that. I'm not sure where it's going to be broadcasted. I know that there are tickets available. If you want to get your ticket to be in that building, I can definitely give you the information, and I'll make sure that that's available on the screen as well before we get to that date. But listen, we're talking about the death of discipline. Discipline is the muscle that holds destiny together. When it dies, everything collapses. The community, Manifest Nation, stands for order, for purpose, for generational alignment. Now, let's look at how that's different from other communities and even other nations that we see in the world. The world sells freedom without structure. This nation, Manifest Nation, practices freedom through structure. A lack of discipline is the quiet destroyer of families, wealth, and peace. A lack of discipline. People perish from a lack of discipline. You know, there's that saying that my people perish from a lack of knowledge. And the original saying is a lack of knowledge of self. Now, that knowledge of self, as we all know, leads to a love of self. That love of self leads to a respect of self. That respect of self cues a discipline of self. So you lack self-discipline almost always because you lack a knowledge of self. You lack of love of self. You lack of respect of self. And that lack of self-discipline is the quiet destroyer of your family, of your wealth, of your peace, of your destiny. I want to ask you a question. I would love for you to reflect. I would love for you to be honest with yourself. Because you don't even got to put it in the chat. You don't got to say it out loud, but I would love for you to be honest with yourself. Where in your life has comfort replaced consistency? Where in your life have comfort replaced consistency? Think about it. Give yourself a moment to really think about that. Where in your life has comfort replaced consistency? Let me ask you another question, and this is probably the more important one. Who pays the price when you don't keep your word? Who pays the price when you don't keep your word? Who suffers from your lack of accountability, your lack of integrity, your lack of follow through? Affirm this with me. Say, I build structure around my sovereignty. I build structure around my sovereignty. See, personal discipline, that's the mastery of self. Habit is much stronger than intention. I know a lot of people who intend on doing a lot of things. We all know people who intend on doing some things that they done told you they was going to do it. They told themselves they was going to do it. Very few of them even wrote it down, but there's even people who write it down and still don't follow through. Habit is stronger than intention. That's why there are so many people who intend on having a New Year's resolution. They intend on doing something different in 2026, but they have not changed their mind, their mindset, their habits, their supportive habits, their reactions to life. None of the structures that keep them in their patterns. 95% of your daily behavior is subconscious. Think about that for a second. 95% of your daily behavior, 95% of the things that you're going to do throughout your day is subconscious behavior. That's leaving a whopping 5% that you're conscious of. Now, you can disagree with that all you want. There's so much neuroscience and things that support this. But the more important than trying to disprove it, let's consider. Let's just consider that if 95% of your movement is based off of programming, the importance of your programming. A lot of you don't even want to realize and acknowledge that you've been programmed. There's this powerful thing in your ego that really wants you to believe that you're making these decisions all on your own. No, no, you're not. You're not. So much of what you're doing is programming. It's what you've believed, what you've identified with, and the cycles that you've allowed to be so familiar that it just seems like your natural reality. So there's so much that you may intend to do, but if you don't have the habits to support them, very few things make it past your intentions. Neuroscience shows that repetition rewires the brain in 66 through 90 days. It takes about 66 to 90 days to rewire the brain. That's why so many people just got into my 90-day spiritual alchemy challenge. Shout out to everyone that's in it right now that got their access to Manifest University. That's on day 6 of a powerful, eye-opening challenge that every day they're getting a video message from me that is giving them information, empowering them with some content, and then challenge them to do something so that they can learn how to turn their wounds into wisdom and their pain into power. Anybody need to turn some pain into power? Because if there's a lot of pain in your life, I want to tell you, you're not converting it. You're not using alchemy, because the pain is supposed to come, but it's meant to be changed. It's meant to be rechanneled. It's meant to be repurposed into something powerful, something mighty, something divine. And many of us in our lifetime do not reach that because we never change the pain. We never alchemize. We just suffer. Today, I'm speaking to those who are ready to be the change. Not looking for it, not praying for it. They're showing up as the change. Not only that, you're willing to do it for 66 to 90 days if you're serious about it. For those who just missed getting into my 90-day spiritual alchemy challenge, you can get into the next one, and that'll be starting January 1st. But for those who are in it, they already know for the last 90 days of 2025, we are being extremely intentional into creating the versions of ourselves that are going to be powerful in 2026. You don't have to wait until to get in a 90-day challenge to be intentional, to set the habits that will support you. Because again, intention is great, but habits are stronger. So be intentional to set the habits that will reinforce you in being successful in the life that you desire and the things that you wish to see for yourself. You have to take control of your mornings. If you can win your mornings, you can often win your day. You keep winning your days, you're going to win your life. You're going to win your season. You're going to win your year. You're going to win your generation. You're going to save and heal plenty of generations. But it starts with you winning your day. What is it going to take for you to win your day? For you to start your day in alignment? For you to start and be adding value to yourself? You're not so tired because you don't get enough sleep. You're so tired because you don't do enough of what feeds your soul, what fuels your soul, what adds value to you. You do too much of things that take away from you. You have too many attachments in your life and not enough connections. Do you know the difference between an attachment and a connection? There are people, places, and things in your life that are attached to you. They're draining you. They're pulling from you. They're taking away from you. They're not giving to you. Some by design, some by the culture that was created, whatever it is. If it's not feeding you or fueling you, you may want to consider the access that you give it to your life. If it's not feeding you or fueling you, if it's not actively adding value to you, you may want to consider the access that you are giving into your life. You may want to consider where you are putting your time, your effort, and your energy. Because where your energy flows is what's going to grow in your life. And that's why there are so many things that you don't want to see growing in your life. However, you pay attention to it. You pay so much attention to it that you've vibrationally told the universe, this is what I want. This is what I'm focusing on. This is what I want to grow in my life. You've told God through not through your conversation, but through your actions, through your beliefs, through your reactions, that you don't even believe God to do what you ask God to do. But let's get back to your mornings. You need to start your mornings in a way that empowers you. You need to start your mornings giving yourself to yourself. If you've been in Manifest University for any period of time, or if you've been in my mentorship program, you've already heard me say this. You have to start your day. Matter of fact, if you read my first book, Manifesting You, 111 Keys to Unlocking Your Divinity, then you already know Manifesting You tells you you have to start your day by giving yourself to yourself. What does that mean? That means before your spouse needs you, before the kids wake up, before any of the demands of your title, before any of the demands of the expectations on you, before any of those things come into play, you have designated and protected time, respected time for you to engage with yourself, for you to do things that add value to you, for you to do things that pour into you. The worst thing for you to do is to start your day and grab your phone. We want to talk about how you are programmed and how 95% of your actions are unconscious movements. If you wake up and the first thing that you do is grab your phone day after day, you wake up and start your day in unconscious movement. You wake up and start your day in unconscious action. You wake up and start your day in unconscious behavior. And that sets the tone throughout the day for you to operate in such behavior. You start your day encouraging the things that distract you. I guarantee you throughout the day, you're going to have a healthy appetite for distractions. Just like if you start your day with something healthy, you are more prone to go throughout your day putting healthy things in your body. You not only have to desire for more of what is healthy, but you have to desire to follow through with what you've already started. Start your day giving yourself to yourself. start your day, paying attention to your health. There's a powerful message that you send to yourself when you prioritize your life. Because believe it or not, when you're not doing that, you are sending a message to your consciousness that says you don't see value here. Because you'll make sure that you have the best things for the things you desire, the things you play with, the materials that you sport around. You'll make sure that you have the best gas in your European car. And then you'll go to McDonald's and feed yourself the cheapest fuel that's available to you. You'll make excuses to give yourself the least healthiest options, but find every reason to go all out for everything else. I know people right now prioritizing decorating for the fall holidays. I know people right now that they're in that mode. They say, what is it? October. So Halloween about to come up. They're getting that together. They're finding so much joy in prioritizing, going out and finding new declarations and putting this putting the stuff up and seeing what the neighbors got. Like, you take so much time and put so much effort in all these small and frivolous and meaningless things. When it comes time to make decisions based off of what's going to add value to your health, which is adding value to your life, it's not something that you prioritize. But look how easily something else will come up when we find the strength and ability to prioritize it. You have to prioritize your health, prioritize yourself, especially in the mornings, and then also prioritize thought control. We're talking about taking control of your life by living more of it that's not programmed, that's not subconscious. We're talking about being aware that most of the thoughts that you think are not your own thoughts. They've been programmed in you. The thoughts that come from institutions that you come from, the thoughts that come from religious institutions that you come from, environments that you come from, trauma you've experienced, lies you've told yourself. It's time to start thinking about what you're thinking about, because as a man thinketh, so is he. So if you've been thinking about lack and limitation, you'll have lack and limitation. You'll see lack and limitation. You'll experience lack and limitation. You will create lack and limitation. It's time to think about what you're thinking about. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your disciplines. So let's be more intentional to start changing our thoughts. And listen, you can't fight a thought with a thought. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you're aware of this, but you cannot fight a thought with a thought. I know there's so many people right now that have been trying to do it, and they've been waking up feeling like they haven't slept because all night their fight has been going on between one thought and another, and their brain has just been scrimmaging between one thought and another. You can't fight a thought with a thought. You want to know how to fight a thought? You fight a thought with your words. Your words carry more power than your thoughts, and you can say words enough times and affirm something enough times, and you will change your thoughts. You will change your beliefs. You know, your beliefs is nothing more than a thought that you continue to think. So if you could change your words, you could change your thoughts, you could change your beliefs. You change your beliefs, you could change your realities. Follow along, and I'm going to bring you to a greater existence. So we're changing our mornings, we're changing our health, we're changing our thoughts, we're changing our finances. We are being intentional to place ourselves in positions of thriving. You know what thriving is the ability, having the ability to create more than enough at will. Financially, we want to be having the ability to create more than enough at will. We don't want to be needing someone else to give it to us. We don't want to be needing someone else to offer us the opportunity to make the finances. We want sovereignty. And so we want to be intentional at this time, at this stage, and in this season to be creating the opportunities that lead us to financial sovereignty. There was years ago when the only thing I was willing to invest my time into were things that would lead to residual income. I stopped investing in what would just pay me one time and starting investing in assets or services or what have you that would pay me residually. I spent a season of time, and we'll say 6, 7, maybe 8 months, where that was my primary focus. If it can only pay me one time, if it's not something I can even consider leaning towards generational wealth, I'm not interested. That level of intention has paid off over time to where I've created several services and several different things, or invested in several things that pay me residually. What has that done for me? That offers me financial freedom, where I don't have to continuously trade my time for money. That's offered me time freedom. And that's offered me mental freedom. And those are the three things that we want. That's the freedom number one. You want your time freedom, you want your mind freedom, and you want your money free, so that you can make the decisions and the choices that suit you best, and allow your family to thrive, not in just this time, but in the future. So it's all about intention, and it's all about habits. So if what we want to do is be intentional to create wealth, let's be intentional to develop some wealthy habits. Let's be intentional to place ourselves in an institution of financial literacy. Let's be intentional to even look up and discover what we could be doing that would change our financial situation. There are different financial vehicles that will help you. But more important, there's different financial habits that will dynamically shift what you're experiencing. You can't lead a legacy if you can't lead a day. Plain and simple. And your kids can't eat your excuses, nor will they be able to profit or benefit from the lies that you tell yourself to stay stuck and stay stagnant. You can't lead a legacy if you can't lead a day. Same way you can't empower your people if you're not going to empower yourself. Now you can motivate them, sure. You can motivate them. But empowerment comes by you leading from the front. Empowerment comes by you being able to provide resources because of your overflow, because of your abundance, whether it's abundance of knowledge, abundance of finances, abundance of possibilities, whatever it is. It got to come from your overflow. So let's reflect. Let's reflect. What rituals prove purpose each morning instead of distractions? What could you be doing? What routine, what rituals, what daily practices could you be engaging in that support your purpose instead of your distractions each morning? Reflect on that. Identify that. Make decisions that align with that. Because that's really what this is all about. Which impulse has ruled throughout the week? Which impulse of yours has ruled throughout the week? Has it been the one that feels like something's missing or something's broken, so it's seeking something to feel whole and feel better? Is it the one that makes excuses so that you don't have to move differently and create the results that you really need to make? Is it the one that's always waiting for tomorrow? Is it the impulse of procrastination? Identify what impulse is ruling you throughout your week so that can stop. So you can be intentional to change your thoughts, change your habits, and change what's going through your week. Change the vibration that you're going through your day with and through your week with, and you will change what you see manifested by the end of that day, by the end of that week. I'm a homeschool parent. It's several times throughout the week, I have to remind my children of their daily intentions. Every day when they wake up, just like they got to brush their face and wash their teeth, do their hair, put on their clothes, and come and eat breakfast, they have to write down their intentions. Their intentions include what they want to learn this day, how they want to feel this day, how they want others to feel in their presence, what they want to complete with their day. They have to identify that every day. And there's multiple days out of the week where at some point in time, I have to remind my daughters of their intentions. Let's look at what you said this morning, how you said you wanted to feel. Let's look at how you said you wanted others to feel in your presence. Let's look at what you said you wanted to complete today. Now, some time has passed, some things have happened. Do you still find yourself in alignment with that? Are you moving in alignment with your intentions? You've set your intentions for the day. Now, are you moving in alignment with your intentions, or have you allowed something to come into your stratosphere that has pulled you away from that? Have you allowed something to pull you vibrationally away from that? Because they never write down, I want to have a bad day. They never set their intentions and say, I want to be frustrated by lunchtime. They're never saying that. But here we are, frustrated by lunchtime. and I say, well, are we going to align with how we said we wanted to feel, or are we going to allow whatever frustration or disappointment has come to take over and consume your behavior right now? Because all you're doing is making the rest of the day more frustrating. All you're doing is taking the joy, robbing yourself of the joy. These children are naturally joyous beings, most of us. But we have the ability to rob ourselves, deny ourselves from that joy, because we're holding on to things that we should be releasing, things that we should be abandoning, things that we should be letting go. So I'm going to ask you today to identify what it is that you are going to let go. What it is that you are going to release and abandon so that you can have a greater existence, because a greater existence is available for you. And I want you to see it. I want you to have it. I want you to take advantage of it, because greater shall you be, greater shall you do, and greater shall you have. What you got to know is what manifesting you, or 111 keys to unlocking your divinity, has told you. And that's freedom without discipline is chaos wearing a crown. You've seen some people who are disciplined, or who are not disciplined, who have given freedom to themselves, their family members, whatever, and it turns into chaos because of the freedom, the opportunities that are afforded to them. And without discipline, it turns into chaos. Without discipline, it turns into self-destruction. And that's not what we want. That's not what we're here for. We are here to be the governor of our wants. We are here to be the proper custodian, the proper accountant of our time, of our thoughts, of our money, of our destiny. Affirm with me. Say this and say it like you mean it. I will govern my thoughts, my wants, and my destiny. Because that's what it's time for. It's time for you to be the effective governing party of your life. It's time for you to be the deliberate creator of your reality. We'll be right back. Greater shall you be, greater shall you do.
See, I'm asking you these questions because the right questions lead to the right answers. The right answers provide the right clarity. The right clarity offers the proper direction. And with the proper direction, all you gotta do is execute in alignment. But first and foremost, we gotta know where we're going. Focus on what you're about to do. After all you made it through, you still be doubting you. Can't be waiting on a sign when you're the proof. No point in looking at the facts when you're the truth. Your purpose and your power are much greater than your problems. Use them both to solve them, or they'll keep evolving. Trauma ain't your fault, but healing's your responsibility. Be your greatest ally, not your biggest enemy. Sometimes you gotta make a pivot. I'm focused on my future, not my past, and everything shifted. Self-awareness makes you truly gifted. I identify my triggers, learn from them, and start moving different. But you gon' be a slave until you master self. Mindsets of abundance, they attracting wealth. If it don't align with me, then that's fine with me. But greater's what I gotta be. Greater shall you be, greater shall you do, Greatest shall you have, but you gotta know it's true. What's your greater existence? What's your greater existence? Greatest shall you be, greatest shall you do, greatest shall you have, but you gotta know it's true. What's your greater existence? What's your greater existence? Yeah, focus on the gifts that God gave you. Who are you outside the way that your pain made you? What would you do if you ain't have what your fear gave you? How would you love if broken expectations didn't change you? Don't make excuses, make better decisions. Can't blame nobody else for the way that you live it. Playing victim to your past just gon' keep you a victim. Overcome that superhero syndrome. Go from lacking limitations to a lack of limitations. It's gon' take you moving with a lack of hesitation. It's gon' take reversing all of that backwards thinking. But it's gon' take you further than all them dreams that you dreaming. And yeah, you can do it. I swear you can do it. I believe you have what it takes to get through it. This is divine timing, divine intervention, divine direction, divine protection for your divine mission. Greatest shall you be, greatest shall you do, go. Greatest shall you have, but you gotta know it's true. What's your greater existence? What's your greater existence? Greatest shall you be, greatest shall you do, greatest shall you have, but you gotta know it's true. What's your greater existence? What's your greater existence?
We back. We in here. Big shout out to everyone that has subscribed to the channel, man. We got goals that we over here reaching. Thank you to everyone who is helping, to everyone that is supporting, to everyone that is tuning in, tapping in, becoming a greater version of themselves through the network, through Manifest Nation. Big shout out to everyone that is supporting, man. I love y'all. The life is a beautiful thing. Thank you for supporting this vision of mine. Y'all gonna see it happen. You're gonna see 1 million people a day being impacted through this network. You're gonna see it. You're gonna see it with your own 2 eyes. You're gonna say, man, he called it. He said it was gonna happen. I'm telling you right now, 1 million people a day are gonna be impacted through this channel. And that's what we're here to do. That's what we make. That's what we're doing. So for everyone that's tuning in and that's tapping in with me, that's why I'm giving you so much. For everyone that's joining, for everyone that's subscribing to the channel, that's why I'm putting so much on it. That's why I'm so gung-ho to do whatever I can to add value to you. That's why I'm like, listen, here's all my books. Here's my eBooks. Here's all that great stuff. Because if you are aligning with me right now, right here, right now, man, I want to do all that I can, everything that's within my power to add value to you. So thank you to everyone that's tapping in, everyone that's pulling up on me on Twitch. Big shout out to everyone on IG. I see y'all pulling up as well, man. It's a powerful day, and I pray that you've been going through your day making it powerful. I pray that you've been living the day that reflects your greatness, your glory, and everything that's powerful within you. I pray that today has been a reflection of everything that you were sent to this dimension to do, and not everything that you've gone through. Not everything that you've been through, not your struggles, not your trials and your tribulations, because you are so much more than that. So I just wanted to give y'all some love and give y'all a shout out to everyone that's watching on any other platform. If you're not watching this on Twitch, listen, you are getting just a piece of tonight's episode, but this is a Manifest Nation episode that is every 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday on Twitch. And I would love for you to join the channel. Follow the channel. You could go to brianhyppolite.com and use the link right there. You could go to the link in my bio. You could just go to Twitch and look me up, join, and get this access, man. Everyone that's subscribing right now, you are getting access to the Manifest University Discord. You get access to my eBooks, my digital workbooks, my affirmations, my guided meditations. You're getting access to the founding families Network, the Manifest Nation Network, where we're going to be doing some powerful things, working together to expand this vision and to take it to the next level. Y'all are going to see millions of people getting value added to their life on a daily basis through this channel. So thank you to everyone that's came over from IG, from TikTok, from YouTube, from Facebook. Thank you so much for being a part of this movement. So today we're talking about the death of discipline and how it's been causing chaos in your life, chaos in our families' lives, because without discipline, we cannot move the needle forward the way that we need to. Discipline is family and stewardship. Discipline and family is stewardship, not control. Order is love. And so providing order, providing the ability to have order, that's love. And if you're not leading with that, are you loving your people or are you controlling your people? If you're disciplining your family from a place of ego, if you're disciplining yourself from a place of ego, then you probably disciplining your family from that place as well. You probably use ego to control everything around you and the decisions that you make. And it's a great time to acknowledge that and start making changes. Because you could look at your children. Children mirror consistency, not lectures. You hear what I'm saying? Children mirror what they see consistently, not what they hear all the time, not what you tell them, not what you say. So if you're leading, and we're leading with discipline, and we're leading with love, we're teaching boundaries. We're enforcing schedules. We're modeling calm, collective, observing, and intentional behavior. We're modeling that. Your lineage learns more from your order than your advice. You might want to write that down. You might want to make sure you remember that. People are going to learn more from your order than your advice. They're going to learn more from watching the way that you move through life than what you tell them. They're going to learn more from your reactions or your responses than what you tell them. Now would be a great time to reflect on what patterns do your children repeat from you. How does your household handle structure versus emotion? That's a reflection of how you're leading, male or female, as the leader of the household. It don't matter. How does your household handle structure versus emotions? Are we responding to structure or are we responding to emotions? Are we following structure or are we following emotions? Are we ordered? Is the order based off of structure or is it based off emotion? Is it based off of how you feel today or how you feel about that or how you feel in this moment? Or is it about the structure of things? I got this powerful book, Bloodline Breaker. And it's normally sitting right here next to me. It must be over here in this closet. But there's a powerful quote from that I definitely want to share with you. When a parent corrects self, generations correct naturally. When a parent corrects self, generations correct naturally. You know, your words are very powerful, and I want to hear you. I want to feel you say these powerful words over yourself and over your life. Say it like you mean it. Say it like you understand how powerful they are. Say, my household inherits my order. Acknowledge that. My household inherits my order. My household inherits my disciplines. My household inherits what I've normalized. Man, it's a great day to decide to be more powerful. by showing up in a more powerful way. See, in Manifest Nation, we have a national discipline because Manifest Nation is not a place on the map. This is a nation of consciousness. This is where the bloodline breakers get together. The generational curse breakers get together. This is where the great dreamers, the visionaries, the phenomenal thinkers, they get together to become greater versions of themselves, form divinity bonds, and execute their intent at a high level. And there's a code that we have, a collective code that allows us to move this way. This is a nation, as a community, without code collapses. Discipline. We have to share this standard of what discipline is. It's time, honor, and execution. Ancient orders and guilds thrive on consistency, not charisma. Our nation's credibility is built on our consistency, just like your families, just like your bloodlines. It's built on your consistency. What have you been consistent in doing? What is the code of conduct you live by inside your nation? Where do you let emotion override responsibility? That's a powerful question to ask yourself, and a much more powerful answer to give yourself. Where do you allow emotion to override responsibility? That is going to tell you a whole lot. That's going to tell you a whole lot about where you are allowing emotions to take charge in your life. In order to lead, in order to grow, you're going to have to take your emotions out of the driver's seat of your life. It's going to be absolutely necessary. And I know that's going to be different for a lot of people because this is what you've been used to. This is how you're used to going through life. It almost seems like you are invalidating your feelings if you don't allow them to lead your life, but that's not what it is. That's not what's going on. It almost seems like you're running away from your emotions if you don't allow them to rule and reign in your life, but that's not what's happening. That's not what's going on. Not at all. Not at all. What you are doing is maintaining the proper order of your life because your emotions have a purpose, but their purpose is not to be the guiding light, not to be the motivating factor in your behavior, not to be the reason why you make certain moves. That's not what it is. That's not what it's about. Give me 1 second. Let me fix this thing so this phone don't die on all of our friends. Make sure this phone don't die on all of our friends watching on IG, because I want them to know, man, this is something powerful that's happening on a daily basis here in Manifest Nation on Twitch, and we get down 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and it's a powerful time for you to pull up and follow Manifest Nation so you get notifications when I go live, so you don't miss this elevation, because it's all intentional to create your evolution. Alchemy requires rhythm. You break rhythm, you lose transformation. And that's why we have to stay consistent in the things that we do, because your world is going to be built on your consistency. Your reality right now is built and based off of your disciplines and your beliefs, the things that you have beliefs, the thoughts that you have continued to think, and the disciplines that you have shown up in the previous seasons with. Your life right now is a reflection of what you have been consistent with. And some of y'all don't like that because you don't like the way that your life looks, and you don't like the accountability of how that has everything to do with you. But alchemy requires rhythm. You want to change pain into power. You want to change loss into lesson. You want to change wounds into wisdom. You're going to have to stay consistent in your refining process. You got to stop getting out of the fire every time it get hot. You got to start walking away from the conversation every time it gets uncomfortable. You got to start walking away from your mirror every time you see something in your reflection that you wish you could change, because you can't change it. But you got to stop running away. You can't heal what you hide. And you can never conquer what you refuse to confront. You got to stay in the race. It's a marathon. You got to stay in your race. You got to get yourself a good pace, because that's what's going to take you to the next level. I'm going to give you a few more things that's going to take you to the next level. I'm going to give you some things, a blueprint that's going to help you revive discipline in your life if you don't already have it, or if you don't have it where you want it. I'm going to give you a few things that's going to allow you to level up on your discipline, which will allow you to level up on your life. First things that we're going to start with is awareness. Okay? Awareness. You got to identify your leaks. You got to identify the links. For those who are in Manifest Mentorship, y'all already know this because we've had a one-on-one session where we've done this. And by the way, for those who are interested in being one of the 25 people that I'm mentoring, I got space for only 25 people. So it's extremely exclusive and extremely limited space. But for those who are in alignment, for those who see the value, and for those who understand that great is how you be, great is how you do, and great is how you have. And really, a lot of times what you need is the right plan, and you need the right accountability. I'm going to give you all of that. And in 6 to 8 months, whatever's in your way, we're going to see you to the other side of it. In 6 to 8 months, we're going to see you living a life that reflects your greatness and your glory, and not the trauma of your story. In 6 to 8 months, we're going to see you walking around like a bloodline breaker that's shattering and destroying generational curses on the daily and creating generational wealth. In 6 to 8 months, you won't recognize you, but the mirror will, because this is who your mirror been talking to and talking about for months and years for some of y'all. It's been way too many seasons, way too many moons have passed where there's been this greater calling within you, and you have not pulled up. You have not aligned yourself to be greater, to move greater, to have greater. You just keep wanting it and wishing for it, but you have to become committed to creating it. And that starts with awareness, identifying the leaks, identifying your distractions and your disruptions. In my mentorship program, I'm going to sit down with you and identify what are your major distractions and what are your major disruptions. If you don't know what these are, I'm going to identify them for you. I'm giving you, listen, I love y'all to life. I'm giving y'all a free mentorship session tonight. Just for you being here, just for you being present. I had, other things that we're going to talk about, but we're going to take it a little bit deeper. I'm going to talk to you like we in a one-on-one mentorship session. So we want to identify what your major distractions and your major disruptions are. Your major distractions are the things that most commonly stop you from starting those things that you need to start. Let's identify what those are. What are your major distractions? What are the top 3 things that stop you from starting something that you know you need to start? Identify them, write it down, say it out loud. Whatever you got to do, put it in the chat. Identify them, call them out. What are the 3 most effective things, most common things that stop you from starting something when you know you need to start something? Let me know. Put it in the chat. Let me know. And for those who are watching on Twitch, the Manifest Nation hotline is open. You see the number on the screen. Go ahead and give me a call. I would love to have this conversation with you if you're willing. If you're willing to have this conversation with me live on the air, I guarantee we can move you beyond whatever this leak is that's stopping you from having the momentum that you need to have. Pull up on Twitch. The number's on the screen. Hit up the Manifest Nation hotline. Let's talk about it. But we're starting with awareness. Being aware of what's standing in our way. Identifying our most major, most common distractions. What stop us from starting? Now, what are our major disruptions? The difference between the two is your major disruptions are the things that show up and stop you from finishing once you have started. You've gotten it started. You made some leeway, but then you stop. Momentum slowed down. You stopped doing it. You started doing it less and less, and eventually you stopped altogether. What are your most common, most effective top 3 disruptions? What stops you from finishing once you have started? You pulled up tonight at the right time, the right place at the right time. There's so many other places you could be right now. But if you found yourself in this space, whether you're watching this live or watching it by the recording, I believe that this was a divine moment of intervention for you, a divine moment of alignment. And if you pay attention to it, and if you treat it as such, and you move with divine intention, and you move with divine alignment, you're going to find yourself with some divine opportunities, some divine connections, some divine blessings. So don't take it light. Don't take it for granted. Get this soul food and do something with it. So we're identifying the leaks. We're identifying our distractions. We're identifying our disruptions. Now let's then identify our excuses. Because listen, those are so powerful. Our excuses, man, you got more faith in, don't act like you don't got faith. You got so much faith in your excuses. You live the what if life. Everything that shows up, you say, well, what if? You create something to be scared of. You create a reason for your excuse to sound like a good idea. What are your excuses? Why do you live this what if life? You know, 95% of the things that you've ever feared never happen anyway. But you put your effort and your energy in creating something to sabotage your mindset in doing something and completing something. And what you got to do is see that for what it is. That's self-sabotage, and that's an all-out attack on you, on yourself, on your greater existence, on your destiny. Because the more that you allow yourself to say something and not follow through, you discredit yourself to yourself. You lower your trust in yourself. You lower your own vibration. And the next time that you say something that you're going to do, there's less belief within you that empowers you through it, because you're so used to you lying to you. You're so used to you making promises and making plans and not pulling up, not showing up, not following through. And listen, you're tired of it. You are so tired of you not being who you said you were going to be. If you tried to treat me the way that you treat yourself, I'd be out your life so fast. I'd reserve every inch of my life for those who see the value in it, those who treat it with value. And if you were consistently telling me one thing and doing another, it would be almost impossible for me to believe that you saw the value in my presence, or that I'm bringing to yours. Because why in the world are you keep lying to me? Why in the world do you keep letting me down? You know what? There's a lot of people that need to understand, as you're holding a grudge for someone else that you say you let them down, or they let you down, they didn't let you down. You had them up too high to begin with. You should never expect somebody to do well in a position that they had no business having, that you should not have put them in. Stop expecting people to succeed in positions you had no business putting them in to begin with. Let's go back to this awareness. Identify the links. Identify how you are sabotaging, how you're using other things around you to sabotage. How do you change your thought process and habits to become your best version? It's a great question. We're going to start with our words because our thoughts start with our words. Our thoughts turn into our beliefs, but they start with our words. Your belief is nothing more than a thought that you continue to think, and your thoughts come from words that you say over and over again. Your thoughts come from things that you chose to align with at some point in time, and you continue to think those things. So how do we do it? We're going to change our words. We're going to change the way that we identify ourselves. I was talking to someone earlier today, and they were saying they identified as a hot mess. They identified as someone who's always surrounded by drama and trauma, someone who's always going through it. They identify that way. That means that's the belief system that you have for yourself. That's the vibration that you hold. You're going to attract things that confirm that. Your ego is so powerful. It's a mechanism that wants to see you right all the time. Even if what you're saying and what you're doing is placing a curse over yourself, your ego will help you place that curse over yourself by saying, yeah, you're right. That's right. Let me continue to create the realities that support this idea that you have. And that's not even speaking on what you're doing vibrationally. So you want to change the way that you're identifying yourself, change the things that you're speaking over yourself and that you're believing over yourself. And then be intentional to change your habits. You got to get in front of your habits. If your habits aren't suiting you, if your habits aren't leading you to where you want to go, then let's start being more intentional and more loyal to ourselves than these habits. If your habits are connecting you to your past and your future, then it's time to change the habits. If the habits are tying you to lack and limitation instead of abundance and opportunity, it's time to change the habits. And that means getting out in front of them. That means being very intentional in what it is that you're going to do each and every day. Because neuroscience tells us it only takes 66 to 90 days to rewire the brain. Most people are stopping around 30 and 40 days, and then they're saying stuff doesn't work. But they're just not putting in enough effort. They show up and they say, well, what if it's too late? Well, I was just speaking on this what if reality that people keep creating for yourself, and you're going to affirm it by saying, well, what if? For every what if that you come to, you need to respond to that what if with an even if. For every what if that you come to, you need to respond to it with an even if. Because all your what ifs are tied to doubts and disbeliefs. There's never a what if that's saying something positive. We don't even say it that way. We don't even phrase it that way. The what ifs are tied to doubt and disbelief. Is that what you're tying yourself to? Is that where you want to base your decisions from the place of doubt and disbelief? Because you will surely create more things to doubt and more things to not believe. Are you holding on to the vibration of doubt and fear? Because you're surely going to create more opportunities to be fearful. For every what if, you want to respond with an even if. Even if, even if, even if. Attached to faith. Attached to opportunity. You see how just this one word difference changes the vibration, changes the vibrational direction, changes the mental direction, changes what's available to you. Going from what if to even if. Will you make this commitment to go from what if to even if? If so, type even if in the chat. If you will, from this moment forward, moving forward, you will use even if. You will respond, because you know what? That what if is a lie that you're attempting to tell yourself. And every lie has a corresponding truth. And the corresponding truth to the lie that you're bringing up with your even if, your what if, is your even if. I should be charging y'all. I should be charging y'all for this right now. But I love y'all to life, and I'm giving you this free mentorship session. This is what we do over here in Manifest Nation, though. For those who are watching on any other platform other than Twitch, you're just getting the crumbs from this table. You're just getting a piece of this feast that we got going on. Matter of fact, we've been talking about this all day already inside Manifest Nation. Those who are already in Manifest Nation, those who are already a part of Manifest University, we've already been talking about this today. And you should be a part of these conversations that we having. So don't just stand on the outside, just don't get these pieces. Join Manifest Nation, subscribe to the channel so that you can get this access 24/7 and not just for the hour and a half out of the day or the handful of times out of the week that I'm going live on all these platforms, because I'm going live within Manifest Nation on a daily basis. Don't miss out. So listen, I'm just giving you this blueprint, right? This is the blueprint for those who are just now tapping in. This is a blueprint on how to revive the discipline in your life, because you can't have the life that you want without the discipline that aligns with it. So the first thing that we're doing is awareness. We're identifying what our distractions are. We're identifying what our disruptions are. We're identifying the lies that we have been telling ourselves to create our excuses. We're identifying the self-sabotaging behavior that we frequent. Each and every one of the same way that you got a love language, that's your go-to love language, you got to go to self-sabotaging behavior as well. Many of y'all, people come into my mentorship program and they want me to give them this to-do list that's going to change their lives. And while I can definitely give you something like that, what normally moves the needle a whole lot more are the not to-do lists. Yeah, you got to start paying more attention to the not to-do list than the to-do list. Everybody want to be doing something, but it's the things that you don't do that really have the greatest impact in your life. When you talk about manifesting, taking something out of your mind and put it into your hands, of course, everyone thinks about manifesting and thinks that it's all about adding. But in order to manifest property, there's so much subtracting that you must do. You must subtract the things that distract you, that disrupt you. You must subtract the things that lower your vibrational existence. You must subtract the things that bring fear and doubt and disbelief. You must subtract these things because, first of all, none of these things are you. None of these things are yours. That's the truth about it, y'all. None of these things are yours. You, the great divine version of you, not the one that's been beat down by life, not the one that has been told through their trauma and their situations what they can and can't be. The real you, the divine you, is the version that you get when you take away all the things that you've put on because life told you to put it on. And when you do that, and then doing that, that's awareness. So this is the first step to this reviving your discipline blueprint, is the awareness. The next step is the application. The alignment. You got to match actions with intentions. There's no way to get around it. There's no way for you to have intentions, say words and say that this is what you're going to do, and then not follow through for the actions and then get the results that you desire. You can't do that with your mirror. You can't do that with your God. You can't do that with your relationship, with nobody. You can't do that with your habits. You have to match your actions with your intentions. I was talking to one of my mentees, and she said that she wants to have a better relationship. She wants to have a better marriage. I said, where is it at on your schedule? She started laughing, and I just had the same face. No, I'm serious. Where is it at on your schedule? She's like, well, what do you mean? Why would that? Well, if it's something that you're serious about, I should be able to see it in your schedule. You want to have a better marriage? You want to have a better relationship? Where are you being intentional to schedule in that time? Where are you being intentional to schedule in that opportunity for growth? You're not? Oh, well, then most of the problems that you're dealing with in life only exist because you have not brought a high enough level of intention to them. Most of your problems, your money problems, your relationship problems, your inner problems, your parenting problems, you have not brought a high enough level of consciousness and intention, which consciousness is awareness and intention. Intention is action, purposed action. You have not brought a high enough level of consciousness to this problem, and that's why it exists in your life. So we're talking about matching your actions with the intentions. We're talking about the application. We're talking about tracking the daily proof of what you've been doing. If we monitored your daily behavior, it's easy to see where you're going to be at the end of the month. It's easy to see where you're going to be at the end of the year based off of what you're doing right now. It's easy to see the type of results you're going to have in your life based off of the routines that you have in your life. So if you're not monitoring your routines, how are you getting better? At the end of every day, if I'm working with someone, like everyone that's in the 90-day spiritual alchemy challenge, what's going on with y'all, you're going to come to a challenge that is going to ask you to track what you're doing on a daily basis. Because this is how we're going to move the needle. This is what you want to get done. How much of that are you accomplishing in your 24 hours? Do you need to be doing more of it? What can you be doing less of so you could be doing more of what you need to be doing? You got a fitness goal. You need to be doing 200 push-ups a day, 200 sit-ups. How much of that are you actually getting done? How much time are you putting towards developing that book that you said you wanted to publish? You know what I'm saying? It's the practical application and tracking that so that you could do it at a higher level. So we got awareness, we got alignment, we got application. And number 4, we got accountability. You have to stay surrounded by people who are going where you're going. You keep surrounding yourself with people who look like where you've been. And that's why you stay connected to the mindsets and the habits of your past. You got to get out of this thing that you're so familiar with and get connected to everything that is taking you to your next level. Everything that's unfamiliar. You're comfortable doing this? Let's plan to do something outside that comfort zone. Let's stay around people who are encouraging that. That's what Manifest Nation is all about. And when you subscribe to the channel, you are going to get access to the Manifest University Discord. Again, not only do you get the replays of these episodes, but you get so much content from me on a daily basis outside of all the things that's been already recorded and created for you. But more than that, you get access to this living, breathing, growing community of divine individuals that are all on this personal development, self-mastery path. And you get around people who give you great examples of transformation. And you stay motivated through that. You stay inspired through that. Get yourself into the Manifest Mentorship Program so I could be your one-on-one accountability partner. Make sure that you got the right routines. Make sure that you have the right formulas. Imagine what your life would be like if you just had the right formula, work the right plan, and stay consistent. Twitch is free. Twitch is a streaming app, and it's free to get onto the app. To subscribe, the subscription does cost, but to watch this from Twitch, to follow so that you can get some of the extra content that comes through it, I would definitely suggest that so that you just don't get the pieces that I share on other social media platforms. Twitch is the home of the Manifest Nation channel. And so by subscribing to it, not only are you going to get everything that comes with this channel, but you're going to get 8 of my eBooks, my digital workbook, my affirmations, my guided meditations. You're going to get private member-only lives and Q&A sessions. You're going to get a lot of amazing things that's going to add value to you, as well as the daily conversations that we're having. So like I said, what we've been talking about this all day inside the network. So if you had questions, we could be having a real life conversation if you was inside Manifest University, about this. And that's really what it's about. When I'm telling y'all right now, you're getting the notes, the outline of really what's been going on. The meat to this meal is on Twitch, and and you get it when you subscribe to the channel. There's so much power waiting for you. So what's one habit that you will put in place tonight, that you will commit to putting in place tonight, that will bring you closer to the greater version of yourself? What's one habit, something that you started probably, and that you stopped at some point in time when you got distracted? I seen someone commenting on Twitch when I was talking about tracking your progress. They say, I'll start tracking this month. Start tracking tonight. Let's not focus on later. Let's not put it in the distance. Start tracking tonight. Make this a right now thing. Because no one's built a legacy in tomorrow anyway. So what's one habit that you will commit to right now that is going to align you with that greater version of yourself? What proof will tomorrow's you, the version of you in tomorrow, what proof will you show that you were serious about it tonight? What proof will you show tomorrow that you weren't just blowing more air, more hot air, that you ain't just frying chicken with your mouth, that you not just saying something and doing something else? What proof will you show up with tomorrow that you were serious about what you're talking about tonight? Say this with me, because our words are powerful. And if you're talking about rewiring yourself, it definitely starts with the things that you say to yourself. So let's affirm this. I keep my word. My legacy breathes through discipline. I keep my word. My legacy breathes through discipline. That discipline is air in the lungs of your destiny, and your destiny cannot breathe, which means it cannot grow, which means it cannot expand, which means it cannot manifest without discipline. Discipline sets that all in place. Greatest shall you be, greatest shall you do, greatest shall you have. I've been telling y'all that for a minute. I've written a few songs about it just in case you didn't put it in the book, but some of y'all don't like to read the books. So I took it outside the books and I put it in a song. I put in a song called Mirror, so that I could be a reflection for you, to you, of your greater existence. I speak to people all around the world and I ask them, what does it mean? What is it going to look like for you to have your greater existence? And many of them don't know. They just know they want something that's better than what they've been facing, what they've been feeling, what they've been dealing with. They just know they want to get to the next level where the challenges of this level aren't challenging to them anymore. But family, that's not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you a much greater question. I'm not asking you what solves your problems. I'm asking you, what is your greater existence? We're designing this from the top down. We're looking from the apex. If we were sitting up in heaven right next to the creator and you have the ability to design your life, what would it look like? What is your greater existence? Who are you outside the way that your pain made you? What would you do if you didn't have what your fear gave you? These are questions that have changed your existence and the existence of those who are following you. And I know I've come to see and come to realize that many of you have not had a great relationship with your mirror. So I decided to become a reflection for you, And I wrote this song called Mirror. I want to play it for you. Y'all mind? I'm quite sure you don't mind. Y'all some game too. My tropical, because I get asked a lot, where does this name come? Tropical depression. This album reflects a season of my life where so many wonderful things were happening, like things I've been dreaming for my whole life, things I've been waiting for my whole life. But they were happening side by side with some of the worst days I've ever experienced, some of my worst nightmares coming true. And I'm from Tampa, Florida. We have tropical storms, we have tropical depressions, we have hurricanes. We know what it's like for the skies to be absolutely perfect and beautiful, and out of nowhere, it switch, it change, and everything's different. And just as fast as that storm came, it'll leave too. And it's a beautiful day again. And that's what this season of my life was like. The worst days and the best days happening in the same days. And this album is definitely a soundtrack to healing. I speak on losing my mother and a child within 6 weeks of each other. I speak on healing a relationship with my father. I speak on getting myself out of pits and low vibrations that I found myself in. It's definitely a soundtrack to healing. Thank you to everyone that's been streaming it. It's on all platforms. But to those who really find the value in it, thank you to everyone that's going to brianhyppolite.com, picking your own price and downloading my album, man. I love y'all to life. And thank you so much for supporting what I want to do for y'all, especially for everyone that's watching on Twitch, all the Manifest Nation family. I want to give y'all this music video right now.
Oh, you had it twisted. Oh, you didn't know that you was gifted. You ain't know that stuff you went through just set you up for winning. You ain't know. Oh, you ain't know that you was chosen. You ain't know that you was golden. You ain't know you was important, huh? Oh, you ain't know you had a purpose much bigger than anything you ever considered. Oh, you ain't know. Well, I'ma be your mirror. Look, you have something to offer, you are not your mistakes. You wanna share your thoughts, but think nobody relates. Lowballing your work, and that's the irony, isn't it? When a life is significance, but don't think it's significant. You gotta shift your thinking, get in line with your infinite. Release all the negative beliefs that you dealing with. I know you can hear me, you know who you are. Identify with your greatness, instead of your scars. Let's let go of all these labels. You are not defective. Be the first to know your presence is a blessing. In today's lesson, I leave for you to learn, as you can only have what you believe you deserve. Change your self-perception, your thoughts and your action. The secret is understanding the law of attraction. Look, it's time to start living out your passions. That's how you get your phoenix rising up about them ashes. Oh, you had it twisted. Oh, you didn't know that you was gifted. You ain't know that stuff you went through just set you up for winning. You ain't know. Oh, you ain't know that you was chosen. You ain't know that you was golden. You ain't know you was important, huh? Oh, you ain't know you had a purpose much bigger than anything you ever considered. Oh, you ain't know. Well, I'ma be your mirror. so you can see it clearer. I took it out of my mind and put it all in my hands. If you was count me out, cancel all of them plans. I'm selling dope in the open. These are audiograms. Apply real pressure, fakes ain't strong enough to withstand. I'm built different, it feel different, it's real different. When you embrace what makes you different, and that makes a difference. This is self-love, this is self-healing. Real wealth, belief in self, I pray you know the feeling. This is self-awareness, this is self-acceptance. It's about that time you turn your flaws into a secret weapon. I was destined, ain't see a way, so I made my own. Paved my own, stumbling blocks turn to stepping stones. Private planes, my daughter stepping on. Manifested, I got my blessings on. Bloomed in the midst of a storm that would've killed you. They tell me when they hear you, the real ones gon' feel you. I tell them we go win no matter the hand they deal you. Tupac staring at the world through my rear view, but you can't drive forward staring in the rear view. You gotta have a clear view on this road of life, so never make moves from what you seen in your rear view. I'm just trying to prepare you. Face your fears, you learn from what scares you. And if you holding back tears, let them tear through. You can outgrow your problems, I dare. Oh, you had it twisted. Oh, you didn't know that you was gifted. You ain't know that stuff you went through just set you up for winning. You ain't know. Oh, you ain't know that you was chosen. You ain't know that you was golden. You ain't know you was important, huh? Oh, you ain't know you had a purpose much bigger than anything you ever consider. Oh, you ain't know. Well, I'ma be your mirror, so you can see it clearer. That's you. That's you. That's you. That's you. Look at that greatness. That's you. That's you. That's you. Look at that greatness. That's you. That's you. That's you. Look at that greatness. That's you. That's you. That's you. Look at that greatness. That's you.
Look at that greatness. Look at that greatness. Look at that power. Look at that opportunity. Today is a great day for you to start seeing the opportunities instead of the opposition. It really is. Today is a phenomenal day for you to start seeing the opportunity instead of the opposition. For you to see, listen to me, discipline is not punishment. Discipline is not punishment, it's protection. And it's a great day for you to start walking in protection. My daughters told me the other day they thought I was strict. I told them I don't care. I don't give what? I don't care. Because you think I'm strict. You want to be protected or not? Everything I'm telling you can't do, I'm telling you that because it's not good for you. It will not add value to you. It wasn't made for you. I don't care that you think I'm strict. I'll be that. You want to be protected or not? You want protection? Your discipline. That's your protection. It guards your purpose. It shields your family. It builds your legacy. Look, every generation that lost discipline also lost direction. Each and every one of them. Every generation that reclaimed it, though, became unstoppable. What's going to happen for yours? What's going to happen for you and yours? Because the decision is being made tonight. Let this be the funeral for your excuses. Let this be the resurrection of your structure. Let this be the night your comfort dies and your calling begins to live again. Let this be the night that you stop holding on to your fears and you start dreaming. I pray you have a wonderful dream tonight. I pray you wake up with a vision that you might not have even had since your childhood years, or something great that's within you that needs to come out. And when you have that dream, I don't want you just to think that this was just this dream. No, this was a vision divinely given to you at this divine time for a divine reason, and you need to follow through. You need to align yourself. You see yourself in a vision, you see yourself in a dream, and you know that that's a different version of you. Pay attention to what that version of you is doing. Pay attention to how they're responding to life. Pay attention to what they're not doing. You can imagine and you can envision a greater version of you. What are they not doing that you're still doing? Let's stop that shit tonight. Are you ready to be serious about your calling? Are you ready to be serious about the direction that your life is going into? Are you ready to be serious about the life and legacy that you are leaving? That's what manifestation is all about. Allowing your calling to live again. Because listen, we're not running off of emotion. We run off of execution. We run off of make it happen. Not how you feel about it. Too many of y'all live a life based off of how you feel about it. You need to start living your life based off of making it happen. I didn't really grow up with the luxury of basing things off of how we felt. We had to do what we had to do. It's time to do what you got to do. Don't be moved by the emotions. Don't be moved by the hype. Because that's what we do. We move by habit. We move by discipline. We move by structure. We're not over here waiting for motivation. We operate on our mission. What's your mission? Know your mission and teach your children. Either you're immortal or you're just existing, taking up space and passing through, taking time, and no one gonna remember you in 20 years at the most. It's a great day for you to do the things that's gonna allow you to be immortalized in the hearts and minds of the people that you were sent to this dimension to impact. Operate on your mission. Excuses are expensive. Excuses are expensive. But you willing to keep paying them. Generational wealth comes from discipline. If you want to know how a nation rises, it rises through daily order. If you want to know how you're going to rise, you are going to rise through daily order. When you make discipline a culture, excellence becomes automatic. Kobe Bryant said he woke up at 4 a.m. every day, not because he loved 4 a.m., but because he loved winning. He loved working out, practicing, outperforming his competition. He loved winning. He loved the game. He loved the purpose so much. Discipline became his culture, and we remember him the way that we remember him because of it. Excellence becomes automatic. So from this night forward, I want you to speak this creed like a commandment. This is the Manifestation Creed. My destiny has structure. Say it like you mean it. Say, my destiny has structure. My peace has order. My purpose has schedule. My life has direction. Yeah, that's good. I know you like that. I know you like that. We're going to say it again. We're going to say it again. And for those that's on Twitch, I'm going to put it in the chat. My destiny has structure. My peace has order. My purpose has schedule. My life has direction. Listen, you're not lazy. You're not lost. You're not behind. You're simply undisciplined. And that ends tonight. Because this is manifestation. This is a land where order births freedom. Where consistency builds legacy. And where every king and queen of sovereignty learns that discipline is divine. Now say this with me. I kill comfort and I bury excuses. I resurrect discipline because I am the ancestor my bloodline needed. Listen, this is not motivation. These are marching orders because this is manifestation. The home of the sovereign. The home of the generational curse breakers. The home of the way makers. And tonight, we've taken it to the next level. Tonight, we've identified what it is that we need to do and what it is that we're going to do. Tonight, we've aligned ourselves with the understanding that greater shall we be, greater shall we do, and greater shall you have. And as we end this broadcast tonight, I want to remind you that my books are available at brianhyppolite.com. The link is in the bio. I'll be in Atlanta in 13 days, October the 19th. If you're in Atlanta or in any of the surrounding areas, you definitely want to be a part of the Manifest Nation Live. Atlanta edition is going to be a powerful time, a 3-hour masterclass on sovereignty, on economic independence, and on generational healing. You want to get your tickets. There's limited seating, private location. There's VIP available for those who want to get book signed and photo ops and meet and greets and Q&As and all that great stuff. But it's going to be a powerful time out there. General admission is available for singles as well as for families. I look forward to seeing y'all in Atlanta. The last 2 times I've been in Atlanta, it's been a powerful time. And this is going to be no different. So thank you for going to brianhyppolite.com and supporting my music, supporting the books. Thank you to everyone that's been tuning in, tapping in, and transforming with Manifest Nation here on Twitch. If you're watching this from anywhere outside of Twitch, then you definitely want to leave whatever platform you're on right now and come to Twitch and follow and subscribe to Manifest Nation so you get notifications when I go live, and you get access to the replays that happen every day. You get access to all types of amazing things, my books, my ebooks, my affirmations, my guided meditations, but most importantly, the Manifest University community, so you can interact with me and the rest of our powerful community on a daily basis as we are becoming greater versions of ourselves. That's really what it's about. Let me see. What am I leaving out? Man, I love y'all. I love y'all, and I'm so grateful for y'all. If you're interested in getting into my mentorship program, send me a link. Send me a DM, and I'm going to send you a link. If you're watching on Instagram or Facebook, wherever social media platform you connect with me, and send me a direct message saying that you're interested in my mentorship program, and I'll get you the link on that information. Or you can go to brianhyppolite.com and sign up. There's Manifest Mentorship and there's Manifest Mastery, 2 different programs for 2 different reasons. Get in the one that aligns with you. There's payment plans that's available. I look forward to taking you to the next level and getting you beyond whatever's standing in your way. All right, so listen, before we get out of here, I want to show you some love. Matter of fact, I seen one of my mentees, one of my favorite mentees, matter of fact, I seen had came into the room on Instagram. I don't know if she's still in. I don't know if she's still in there. Nikki, if you're still in here, let me know. Miss Lachelle, let me know you still in there, because I would definitely love to talk to you if you're still in here on Instagram, if you have the availability to, as someone that's been in the mentorship program for you're in your second month. I would love to get to hear about what your experience has been like thus far. And yeah. So if you're still in here in the room, let me know so I can send you a request so you can join me on here if you have the availability to do so. If not, all good. We'll get that done another time. But listen, before we leave here this evening, I definitely want to depart on a powerful note. I want to speak some power over you and over your life. If you're not driving, operating a motor vehicle, if you're not tending to a small child, if you're in a safe place where you could just stop and stand still for a moment, even if you're in a safe place where not only can you just do a breathing exercise, but even close your eyes for a moment, that would be amazing. If not, then I completely understand. But if you can, what I'm going to do is what's known as box breathing is one of the breathing exercises that I prefer. What it is force inhale through your nose for 4 seconds, holding it for 4 seconds, and exhaling through your mouth for 4 seconds, and then repeating that process, doing it 2 or 3 times. And I enjoy this one because I can feel it calming my nervous system by the second time that I do it. So I'm going to do that. I invite you to do that, or any type of just slow breathing And then I'm going to speak these words over you, and then we're going to get out of here. Okay, so close your eyes. Breathe in order. Breathe out chaos. Feel how silence feels when it's not empty. When it's discipline resting instead of distraction running. Let your shoulders drop. Let your heartbeat slow down. This is what alignment sounds like. Say to yourself, I breathe in rhythm. My focus is prayer. My peace is proof that I am in control. Now see your tomorrow. Sharper, cleaner, calmer. With tasks completed. With your words kept. See yourself living a life that moves by design, not default. Let that picture burn itself inside your mind. That's the frequency of manifestation. That's the discipline. That's what discipline feels like when it's alive inside you. When you open your eyes, carry that rhythm into your home, into your work, into your relationships, and definitely into your time with yourself. And remember, discipline isn't something that you do. It's someone you become. Welcome to Manifest Nation. And welcome home. I look forward to seeing you in our next episode. If you have not already, come to Twitch. Download the app or go to the website. Look me up, Brian Hyppolite or Manifest Nation. Follow the channel. Subscribe to the channel for this replay, as well as tons of bonus material and exclusive content. Thank you so much for being a part of this powerful nation. I'll see you tomorrow. Exclusively on Twitch. We won't be broadcasting anywhere else tomorrow. It's only going to be on Twitch. So bring somebody with you. A rising tide raises all boats. So if you were elevated through this, pass the elevation on, not just by sharing this link. Make sure you do that. But also take with the notes that you took or the elevation that you got in your mind. Share that with somebody else. Allow someone else to be greater as well. Greater shall you be, greater shall you do, and greater shall you have. I love you to life. Be great, be powerful, be God's. Welcome to Manifest Nation. I'm going to talk to y'all on the next one. Make sure you continue to be that greatest version of yourself, and I look forward to seeing you soon.